Welcome back to Meet the Management. This time I'm joined by goalkeeping coach Lewis John. Lewis, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. You?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Now, you're one of the youngest members of the coaching setup and playing squad. Does that sort of put any pressure on you in any way?
It does a bit, but something you've got to learn to deal with, because you're always going to get that as a young coach, no matter what setting you've been in. I do get that a lot of places. A lot of people think I'm the player, and I'm like, no, I'm in the coaching pit. Or it's not just with Wales, it's with all my other coaching roles as well.
And I guess being the manager's son probably doesn't help at all.
No, it definitely doesn't. Tend to leave that detail out.
And what would you say has been your best achievement with Wales in the time that you've been with them?
It's hard to say, but one of the best achievements I believe was just being there during the Poland game. As much as it was a 1-1 draw, they are second in the world, came runners-up in Crete, runners-up in Portugal, and we went 1-0 down quite late on, and most teams would have just given up. But, it was quite an achievement, and I was quite proud of the boys who then, didn't put their heads down, kept on going, and straight away responded, which was, for me, probably one of the proudest moments being involved.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess working with the goalkeepers as well, it's sort of keeping one of the best teams in the world to only one goal must be quite a proud sort of thing.
Yeah, and to do it for so long in that heat, and not make mistakes, because that's where, playing 40 minutes in the heat, that's when the mistakes come. But it was good that there was ultimately only one mistake, and some mistakes, they're going to happen at that, with that pressure on you.
And the World Cup before that in Portugal, you were registered as a player after a couple of members of the squad had to pull out. Were you nervous at that point?
I wasn't nervous at the point, because obviously Luke was the keeper, and as long as he didn't get sent off or injured, I'm happy and fine. Also, there being as a coach, I'm just trying to focus on what I can do for Luke and any other players to make sure they perform at their best. So I'm kind of distracted by that. But I know as soon as Luke went down injured, or he's done something stupid, and I know a red card's coming, then the nerves would be coming. Yeah.
And how important is distribution for goalkeepers in soccer? Obviously, we've seen Matt get an assist at last year's World Cup for Ty's goal at the tournament. Is it something that you try to work on with the keepers?
Yeah, it's something it's very important, of course. Not only do we see keepers like Matt get an assist, but every year from the farm that I've seen there's always one or two goals that have come from keepers who've had a shot from a reasonable distance. But yes, it's definitely something that I work with the keepers, but it's also something that's quite unique in that, unlike 11-a-side football and futsal, the distribution is very different in the sense you're not going to get people kicking it from their hands. So that's quite unique in the techniques you've got to work on because of the small pitch that it is.
Yeah, and I guess obviously keepers sort of come out of the goal more in 6-a-side football as well, and will go forward if the team are struggling late on. So it's something that needs to be worked on. They need to be just as good with their feet as they are with their hands.
Yeah, something that is vitally important. It helps the team in so many aspects. It kind of adds another level to their game if they're able to have like a sixth outfielder, who someone they can trust to keep the ball under high pressure situations.
Yeah, definitely. And if you had to be one of the squad for a day, who would you least like to be out of all of them?
It's just tough. First people that come into my mind would maybe Jordan, because he's the youngest, and I wouldn't want to be the youngest out of everyone. Youngest in management is bad enough, but youngest in general, Another one that springs to mind would be Matt, just because he's just too tall. You'd have to duck under everything, and I couldn't be dealing with that. I'm glad I'm quite short, so couldn't be dealing with that.
And probably also quite glad that Jordan's involved, stopping you being the youngest out of everyone.
And he makes me look tall as well.
It'll probably make us both look tall then.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, thank you for taking the time out of your day to speak with me, Lewis. And I look forward to meeting you when we can get back in training.
Thank you.
It's all right. Cheers.